how much he'd taken out of the ring.
Let's just say they know about it.
I was saying earlier the horse is named after somebody who's very close to Edward O'Grady, isn't it?
I believe it was Mrs. O'Grady who owned the horse prior to me. That's Edward's mother.
Yeah.
He was a surgeon in St. Vincent's, I think, in Dublin, and he'd done a great job on Mrs. O'Grady, and she named the horse after.
Yeah.
And sure enough, she said if the horse is half as good as the doctor was, she says that, well, that's good enough, you know.
J.P.
Angelo
McMahon.
Salvini from Mr. Donovan. Then on the outside comes Your Welcome. Behind Your Welcome, Palmyra Court, and then Direct Call still making progress. Behind Direct Call, Baron Palace making ground now with Spiders Well and Western Sunset, and 4 from home. It was Angelo Salvini who landed in the lead from Mr. Donovan. In third place is Your Welcome. 4 is Direct Call still making ground, then Palmyra Court. Behind Palmyra Court is Western Sunset and Spiders Well making ground, and then Polaro, and then Billy Ben who's making ground as they run down the hill now with 3 flights left to jump in this 2.5-mile Sun Alliance Novices Hurdle. Angelo Salvini on the near side, Mr. Donovan between horses, as over on the far side is Your Welcome. Coming down now to the third last, and Direct Call is still making very good progress too, and Angelo Salvini is holding out distress signals now as Mr. Donovan just strikes the front 3 from home. Mr. Donovan landed in the lead there from Your Welcome. Behind Your Welcome, Direct Call, and then comes Angelo Salvini racing now towards the second last flight. It's Mr. Donovan from Your Welcome. Direct Call is still making ground. Angelo Salvini is dropping out of it. Mr. Donovan landed in the lead from Your Welcome, who made a mistake. Direct Call, and Spiders Well is now making very good progress. They're racing round the home turn now, and it's Mr. Donovan from Direct Call and Spiders Well. Spiders Well for England and the other 2 for Ireland as they race towards the final flight. Mr. Donovan on the near side, Spiders Well on the far side. Mr. Donovan for Ireland, Spiders Well for England as they jump the last, and it's Mr. Donovan on the near side, Spiders Well on the far side. There's very little between the 2 as they race into the closing stages. It's Mr. Donovan on the near side, Spiders Well on the far side. There's still very little between them as they race to the line. Mr. Donovan on the near side, Spiders Well on the far side. Mr. Donovan just getting the upper hand as they race to the line in a photo. Mr. Donovan has probably just won it from Spiders Well. Gallagher was third. Direct Call came next, and then Baron Palace and Arabian Music and Billy Ben, and behind them came Western Sunset. Then Angelo Salvini, who faded right out of it, and behind Angelo came Your Welcome, and then Warner of Sport and Topeka. Behind Topeka was Polaro, and then Palmyra Court.
Now, one of the nicest looking horses in the paddock was Linorn, one of Nicky Henderson's runners in this race. He's by Levanter at a Shoe Dove, at a Black Tarquin, and what you can see now, it's almost doing a dressage action there. This is a very good horse indeed. He won a bumper in Ireland. He was second on his debut, beaten just ahead by Gambier at Ascot, and last time out at Newbury, we were covering the race, he was beaten a short head by Pieroff. This is a very good horse, and certainly if I was looking for a bit of value, he'd be my one. Ridden by John Frankham, who had a blank day yesterday, but is hoping for better things today and tomorrow. So Linorn, Stag Hill, Ballinacurralad 9-2 joints, Lettock 13-2, 11-1 bar. So there'll certainly be some good prices if none of those win. In the yellow sleeves, blue jacket in the middle of the frame is 37, Mr. Lord, colours of Simon Tyndall, who has a lot of horses with Stan Mellor now. Mark Perrott in the saddle, and just one run. This was quite an expensive buy. I think he was 19,000 guineas, and certainly his first run was very pleasing. He was running on towards the end, and if he can run on up this hill at Cheltenham, that's where a lot of them die. I hope to see these colours really coming into the action there, because he's a nice horse. Ballinacurralad now firm favourite at 9-2. Stag Hill 5-1, Lettock 13-2, 11-1 bar. 35 there, just going around, the green sleeves on the red vest. That's 35, Willits Farm Boy, trained by Peter Haynes. Willits Farm Boy by March out of a Zucchero mare, Sugar Sweet, and he went down by half a length. The Green Bamble, who runs in this race, but they were well clear in a bumper. That was at Lingfield in October. But he's successful in several hurdle races. His last race was a little bit disappointing, but not to worry. There'll be a lot more disappointments before the week's over. The grey is 4, Chemin de Guerre. This is a mare by Warpath, but they're coming under orders. Let's join Peter.
Thank you, Richard. Yes, the 27 being called in. Ballinacurra, the 4-to-1 favourite, 5-to-1 Stag Hill, 6 Letic, 11-to-1 bar those 3. Captain Dick Smalley calling him in now, and they're away. Dawn Run over on the far side, Lenorn on the near side. Between horses is Willett's Farm Boy. Just in behind them come Malford Lad and Sabandouloir and Camino Crystal and Stag Hill on the outside, Noble Air and Dawn Run going on. She's a confirmed front runner, this Irish trained mare. She's gone on now. Dawn Run from Malford Lad. Then comes Willett's Farm Boy and Lenorn. Then Sabandouloir. Behind Sabandouloir is Noble Air. Then on the outside is Stag Hill. Just in behind them, Papa's Buskins. Camino Crystal. Behind Camino Crystal is West Tip and Duke of Milan. And Green Bramble. And Military Band is the back marker of the 27 at the moment, and it's Dawn Run making it from Malford Lad and Sabandouloir. On the inside then is Willett's Farm Boy. Stag Hill right up with them. Letok on the outside of Stag Hill. Then comes Noble Air and then Lenorn. Behind Lenorn is Papa's Buskins with Camino Crystal, and then comes West Tip. And then Inish Glora. Behind Inish Glora is Green Bramble. Then Duke of Milan. Behind Duke of Milan is Trust the King. Racing towards the third now. Dawn Run in the lead from Malford Lad. Sabandouloir is third and Stag Hill and Letok 4 and 5. Just in behind them Noble Air and then Lenorn and then Papa's Buskins. And a faller there is Green Bramble. Green Bramble has fallen at the fourth. At the third, I should say, is Ryder just getting to his feet now. They're coming to the fourth, the leaders. Dawn Run from Malford Lad, Sabandouloir, Stag Hill, Letok behind them. Willett's Farm Boy, then Papa's Buskins, Lenorn holding his place on the far rail. Arctic Conditions just in behind the leaders with West Tip. Then comes Camino Crystal, the grey Chemin de Guerre, coming to the fourth now. Dawn Run lands in the lead from Malford Lad, Sabandouloir, Stag Hill on the inside, Noble Air, then West Tip, and then Willett's Farm Boy, then Letok. Behind Letok is Camino Crystal, and then Arctic Conditions, and then comes Inish Glora with Chemin de Guerre and Military Band, who's made good progress on the outside. Mrs. Playfair is next. Lenorn is still there on the inner, and then comes Simon Legree and Whitehall Bridge, and Papa's Buskins, who's lost a place or two. Behind them, Duke of Milan. The back marker, in fact, at the moment is Captain Dynamo, and as they run downhill, Dawn Run in the lead from Sabandouloir. Stag Hill on the outside of Malford Lad, and then Noble Air is going strongly with Letok on his outside and West Tip next, and then comes Chemin de Guerre and Camino Crystal, and Military Band still making progress towards the outside, coming to the fifth. Dawn Run lands in the lead from Sabandouloir, Stag Hill. Then on the outside, Letok. On the inside, Noble Air. West Tip is next, Chemin de Guerre. Then Military Band. Then on the inside, Trust the King. Behind Trust the King, Richardstown, who's made a place or two. So right down the far side of the course, coming to the sixth of the 10 flights in this Sun Alliance Novices Hurdle, and Dawn Run lands in the lead from Sabandouloir, Stag Hill, Noble Air. Behind Noble Air, Letok, and then West Tip. Behind them come Trust the King, and then Inish Glora, who's making ground. Chemin de Guerre on the outside. Military Band still well in touch, racing towards the top of the hill now. The hurdle at the top of the hill. The seventh flight, and it's Dawn Run on the inside. Lands marginally in the lead from Sabandouloir. Then comes Noble Air, then Stag Hill, then Letok right up with them too. Then Chemin de Guerre, then West Tip, then Trust the King, then Inish Glora. And then Ballinacurra Lad making ground towards the leaders. But it's Dawn Run from Sabandouloir and Letok, the two Dickinson runners, chasing Dawn Run at the moment. Stag Hill just in behind them. Then comes Noble Air. Then Ballinacurra Lad still making progress towards the outside. It's Dawn Run from Sabandouloir and then Letok over on the outside. Then comes Stag Hill, Noble Air and Ballinacurra Lad as they come to jump the next. And there was Sabandouloir and Dawn Run, little between them, and then comes Letok, and then Noble Air, and behind them Stag Hill and Ballinacurra Lad and Mrs. Playfair. Then comes Trust the King and West Tip and Chemin de Guerre, and you can virtually count the rest out of it as they come to the second last. Sabandoulois lands in the lead at the second last. Dawn Run fighting her way back on the inside. Then comes Noble Air, then Leddock on the outside, then Ballinacarra Lad. West Tip trying to get into the picture too as Stag Hill fades. Coming to the final flight now, and is this going to be the first Dickinson winner? Sabandoulois in the lead from Dawn, deep run on the Dawn Run on the far side. Then comes West Tip, and then just in behind them, Noble Air, and it's Sabandoulois. Chemin-de-Guerre's a faller there. Sabandoulois being pressed again by Dawn Run. Sabandoulois from Dawn Run and West Tip as they race into the closing stages. And this is going to be number one for Michael Dickinson. Sabandoulois, this ex-French horse, striding away to maintain his unbeaten record in England. Sabandoulois wins in second is Dawn Run, and third West Tip, and four came Noble Air. Behind them, Leddock, and behind Leddock was Simon Legree, and then Vivac. Behind Vivac was Camino Crystal, and then came Trust the King and Mrs. Playfair, and then Stag Hill, who faded, and Ballinacarra Lad. Behind Ballinacarra Lad was Whitehall Bridge, and then in his Glory, and then Melford Lad. And looking back to last place, it was Military Band. And so the result of this Sun Alliance Novices Hurdle, first number 38. Sabandoulois, owned by Mr. Tony Dickinson, trained by Michael Dickinson and ridden by Graham Bradley. Second was number 26. Dawn Run, owned by Mrs. C.D. Hill, trained by Paddy Mullins in Ireland, and third was number 22, West Tip, owned by Mr. Peter Luff, trained by Michael Oliver, and ridden by Philip Hobbs. Fourth was number 14, Noble Air. This looks like it there. Yep, they're away. Chickadee-Boo just dwells very slightly. Come Alive also, and Curry Lunch is the back marker as they race towards the first, with Sausage and the Liquidator jumping the first from Ten of Spades on the inside, and Free Flow right up there, and Ten of Spades going on from the Liquidator and Sausage and Free Flow as they race, and going very fast too, a very fast pace towards the second flight. Ten of Spades landed in the lead from the Liquidator, all 27 runners standing after jumping the first two flights. Ten of Spades from the Liquidator. Lonnock has gone up there too as they begin to swing left-handed right over the very far side of the course. Proud Bishop's not far behind the leaders. Sausage has dropped back to fourth as Ten of Spades takes them along from the Liquidator. Lonnock, Sausage, Proud Bishop. Behind him is Inish Aaron. Then comes Master Vince, and then Azir behind him. And then John Frankham on his comeback ride, Kingswick, sticking to the inside, right over the spotted cap, and about seventh. You can spot him now as they face up towards the next flight. With Lonnock being pulled up. Lonnock has been pulled up there, has gone round the flight, and Sausage is leading them from the Liquidator and Master Vince, and then comes Azir, just in behind them, Sausage and Oxy Cottage. Then comes Inish Aaron, Sheer Gold well placed. Kingswick over on the far side being tracked by Sutton Prince and Moon Mariner as they come down towards the fourth flight. The Liquidator and Ten of Spades just about matching strides now, ahead of Master Vincent, Sausage and Kingswick, and then Azir, and behind them come Oxy Cottage and Moon Mariner. Sutton Bank, Sutton Prince, and then Meister, behind them Torridge. Proud Bishop, behind Proud Bishop is Sheer Gold, and then Free Flow being chased along, 10 plus, making a little ground towards the outside, still maintaining this very strong gallop. Ten of Spades with the Liquidator and Master Vince on their outside. Azir is in fourth place. Fifth is Inish Aaron. 6, 7, and 8 are Kingswick, Oxy Cottage, and Horn of Plenty. Then come Sutton Prince, and behind him is Sausage, who's lost ground. Then Torridge, behind Torridge is Moon Mariner, then 10 plus, and then Meister. Behind Meister is Sheer Gold, and behind Sheer Gold is Golden Warrior. The leaders over the fifth. Ten of Spades and Master Vince from the Liquidator. Azir well there. Oxy Cottage also. Then Kingswick on the inside, then Inish Aaron and Horn of Plenty. Behind Horn of Plenty is Torridge. Making a little bit of ground now is Sheer Gold. Ten of Spades from Azir on the outside. The Liquidator is third. Then comes Oxy Cottage and Kingswick going well. Behind them, 10 Plus, then Inisharan and Horn of Plenty, and behind him comes Torridge. Behind Torridge is Sheer Gold, and then over the last making a little bit of progress. 4 from home that. 10 of Spades in the lead from Azir, going very well in second. In third is the Liquidator, then Oxy Cottage, then 10 Plus, then Kingswick. Behind Kingswick is Torridge, behind Torridge is Horn of Plenty. Then comes over the last, and then comes Sheer Gold. 3 left to jump now. Racing down towards the third last, 10 of Spades, being pressed all the time by Azir, the Liquidator, Oxy Cottage, Sheer Gold, and Brian Riley still making very good progress. Racing down towards this one, and 10 of Spades and Azir together from the Liquidator under pressure. Then comes Sheer Gold, still making progress, but under pressure. Behind them come Torridge, and behind Torridge is 10 Plus and Oxy Cottage, and then over the last, as they come to the second last, Azir landed in the lead from 10 of Spades, then Sheer Gold. Behind Sheer Gold is the Liquidator, and then over the last, Azir and Ronnie Began have sprinted clear as they race towards the final flight. It's Azir from Sheer Gold moving into second on the stand side. 10 of Spades third. Azir looks as though he's only got to jump it, jumps it well, hits it hard but gets away with it, and it's Azir now being chased by Sheer Gold all the way to the line. It's Azir from Sheer Gold, then over the last. Azir is going to win the Sun Alliance Novices Hurdle, striding away with Ronnie Began to win it very well indeed. And at the line, Azir is the winner. Sheer Gold is a gallant second, and third over the last, and 4 Torridge. They're the 1, 2, 3, 4, followed by 10 of Spades and 10 Plus. And behind them came the Liquidator and Moon Mariner and Horn of Plenty, and then came Free Flow, and behind him came Golden Warrior, and behind Golden Warrior was Tickety Boo. And looking right back to the back markers, I can see Master Vince, who was up there early, Friendly Henry, another back marker, and also Come Alive. And the result is first number 2, Azir, owned by His Highness Prince Yazid Saud and Mr. Saleh Al-Hamezi, trained by Paul Calloway and ridden by Mr. Ronnie Began. Second was number 40, Sheer Gold, owned by Mrs. Pauline Harris, trained by Toby Balding and ridden by Brian Riley. And third was number 21, Over the Last, owned by Mr. Ray Delaney, trained by Tommy Carberry and ridden by Tommy McGiven. Fourth was number 31. That's it. They're away, and Oceanus dwells a little bit. Barrowline also, and Alkeeper dwelt a little bit at the start. And the first to show is Renus as they come to the first flight. Renus with Sporting Mariner on the outside. 10 Plus is right up there on the inner with Ibn Marj right up there too, and then Christo and then Auntie Dot. It's Renus and Sporting Mariner as they come to in a very fast pace indeed to the second flight. Sporting Mariner from Renus there. 10 Plus on the inside of Ibn Marjid. Tickety Boo just in behind them. Then comes Auntie Dot and Christo, and Alkeeper is tailed off at the moment, Maria Cullen. And it's Sporting Mariner from Renus, then Ibn Marjid. Then comes 10 Plus on the inside. Christo's right up there with them. Pike's Peak is not far behind him, and nor is Mr. Goddard. And then comes Horser. Just in behind Horser is Auntie Dot and Sporting Mariner, and John Lower setting a very, very fast pace. From on the inside, Renus, and Renus is outside and trying to get to the 4 is Ibn Marjid. Just in behind him comes Christo. Then 10 Plus on the inside. Towards the outer is Auntie Dot as they race now towards the next. This is the third of the 10 flights. Sporting Mariner in the lead. Sporting Mariner jumps it in the lead from Ibn Marjid, now goes second. 10 Plus over on the far side, the favourite. Towards the left of the picture is Christo. Just in behind Christo is Auntie Dot. Tickety Boo making ground over on the far side. So as they run down towards the next, Sporting Mariner, 10 Plus as they come to the fourth, little between these two. Then comes Ibn Marjid. Topham's Taverns has moved up close to the lead. And then comes Christo on the left. Over on the far side, Tickety Boo being tracked by Harry's Double. At this flight, Sporting Mariner and 10 Plus from Tickety Boo on the far side. On the near side, Topham's Taverns with Christo. Just behind them comes Renus. And just in behind Renus is Harry's Double. Behind him, Kildino making ground, and then comes Pike's Peak, and Mr. Goddard on the inside is Ahalo. Renus has lost ground. Barrowline is making ground towards the outside. Just in behind them, Field Conqueror, and Alkeeper is just about making up that ground and is moving up to join regular time, but still 27th and 28th, those two, as they run downhill with 10 plus on the inside of Sporting Mariner. Tickety Boo going well in third. Behind them come Topham's Taverns and Ibn Margit and Harry's Double. Then Renus and Christo and Pike's Peak making ground towards the outside. Auntie Dot is next, followed by Hello as they come to the next flight, the fifth. 10 plus, Sporting Mariner, Tickety Boo. Then Topham's Taverns. Just in behind Topham's Taverns is Christo, Pike's Peak on the outside. Behind them Ibn Margit, and then comes Kildemo, then Hello. Behind Hello is Auntie Dot, and then Harry's Double. And Kitto making a little bit of ground towards the outside. Running down towards the sixth now, 10 plus and Kevin Mooney, Sporting Mariner and John Lowe, a little between these two. Pike's Peak moves up to be third on the outside. Tickety Boo a close fourth, then comes Christo. Then Topham's Taverns and Ibn Margit, and behind them Hello still making ground. So racing right over the far side now with 4 left to jump, and it's 10 plus from Sporting Mariner. Pike's Peak is third. Then Field Conqueror moving into fourth. Tickety Boo is fifth. 10 plus landed in the lead there. Didn't jump that quite as fluently that time. Hello is improving. But it's 10 plus by about 4 lengths now. 10 plus from Sporting Mariner. Then Pike's Peak. Then Field Conqueror. And Lorcan Wire still making ground. But it's Vince Mooney clear at the moment as they run downhill. Kevin Mooney a long way clear on 10 plus from Pike's Peak. Then comes Field Conqueror, and behind him Hello still making ground. 3 from home. 10 plus lands in the lead from Pike's Peak and Field Conqueror. Running down towards the next 2 flights to jump now, and 10 plus clear of Pike's Peak and Field Conqueror. 10 plus at the second last, only about 3 lengths clear now of Pike's Peak, and then comes Field Conqueror. Racing round the final turn, 1 flight left to jump now in the Sun Alliance Novices Hurdle, and the favourite and Kevin Mooney a long way clear as they come to it. On 10 plus being chased by Pike's Peak and Field Conqueror. This is the final flight. 10 plus lands clear of Pike's Peak, second, third Field Conqueror, 4 Topham's Tavern, 5 is Hello as they race into the closing stages. It's going to be another for Folkwar win as 10 plus strides up to the line to win this very clearly indeed. Running on is Topham's Taverns, but at the line 10 plus is the winner. Pike's Peak is second, Topham's Taverns is third, and fourth Hello. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4. Behind them came Field Conqueror and Vino Festa, and then Auntie Dot. Behind Auntie Dot was Kildemo, and looking right back to last place, it was Mr. Goddard. And so the result is first, number 44. 10 plus, owned by Mr. Basil Thwaites, trained by Folkwar and ridden by Kevin Mooney. Second was number 35. Pike's Peak, owned by Lord Soames and Mr. J.E. Nash, trained by Nicky Henderson and ridden by Steve Smith-Eccles. Third was number 47, Topham's Taverns, owned by Mr. Roland Topham, trained by George Moore and ridden by Michael Hammond. And fourth was number 1, Hello.
And Kevin Mooney has always had a great deal of brains, and he employed them to the fullest extent today, having really kicked on with 10 plus. He went a long way from home. He ensured it was a good gallop. We know this horse can finish up this stiff Cheltenham hill, and he made everything behind him struggle to get to him. Coming round the last bend, he was pushing and kicking and slapping. He had been for some way, because this was the way to win, and certainly he did win. How nice to see Folkwar win back here again, his second winner in 2 days, and in fact this one certainly made in the mould of a chaser, and what a lovely thing to see Basil Thwaites' colours back here in front again. He's a great supporter of National Hunt Racing. Coming to the last, a bit untidy there, didn't lose a lot of momentum, but all 3 of the leading horses there, Field Conquerors, the third of them, were all a little bit untidy as they jumped it. But coming from behind now, you can see the followers on. Pike's Peak's coming, Topham's Tavern. Hello there is only 5th, but he runs on very strong. But there's no catching this one. He had flown. 10 plus had gone up the hill to record his 4th success this season. He was a nice horse last year, but he's a lot stronger and bigger this year, and certainly he has shown what he's made of. What a good staying horse this is, and what a chaser for the future.
Yes, as you say, Richard, what a chaser for the future, and how he's bred for the game is by Raise You 10 out of an Arctic slave mare, Snowcat. And he went off the 5-2 favourite. So a great double for Fulk-Warwin. Won with his only runner yesterday, Crimson Embers. And this one won just as about as easily. That's his 4th race of the season and his 4th successive triumph. Lambourne 1st, 2nd and 4th this time. My goodness, what form their horses are in. They won the first 5 races on the opening day yesterday. "15 lengths, the official distance. Number 22 of the season for Fulk-Warwin, and number 18 for Kevin Mooney, whom I rechristened Vince. He was an old-time jockey before the time of a lot of you. Showing my age a bit there, certainly. Vince even wore my undistinguished colours way back 30-odd years ago. Half a length between 2nd and 3rd. That's Outer Edge and Richard Dunwoody, just behind Steve Smith-Eccles on Pikes Peak. And Kevin Mooney on the winner. So we have one result from elsewhere for you, and the starting prices on this opener on the 2nd day as follows.
First, number 44, 10 plus, 5-2 favourite. Second, number 35, Pikes Peak, 10-1. And third, number 47, Topham's Taverns, 20-1. The win tote £2.70 and the place is £1.80, £2.40 and £5.70 pence. Dual forecast £6.20 pence. There's the result of Newton Abbot. That was the first race there, the 2 o'clock, on by 22, Handy Mouse, 25-1. Second, number 17, Sword Play, 6-4. And third, number 34, Razzle Dazzle Boy, 20-1. Win tote there, £16.30. And the place dividends, £2.20, £1.50 and £7.90. Dual forecast, £23.40 pence. And the computer straight forecast paid £72.18 pence.
And so Kevin Mooney returns to the winner's circle on Fulk-Warwin's 2nd triumph of the meeting. And getting a great reception. What future this horse has. And Kath Warwin greeting this young stable star.
Training?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not bad.
Arthur Moore found the horse for me.
Yeah.
Who I worked for in Ireland, and obviously the next year Rebel Song won as well, both owned by Maggie and Christopher Heath, who were one of my first real big owners.
And you've always been someone that's enjoyed the moment when you've been able to celebrate a big success. So what was going through your mind at this moment?
I can't remember, to be honest with you. I was shaking like a leaf, I think. I can't.
Did you think you'd hold on from there? Yes.
Yeah, I did. I do. The only thing I would do regret is that, not regret. You can't go through life with regrets, but it probably all came a little bit too easy. Not too easy, but you didn't. Nowadays, there was so much more press and TV work onto it. Then it was sort of almost. Well, it was great and everything, but you didn't sort of...
What a question and brief gale as they come down to the 2nd last flight. Dunolly is going to land just in the lead. Dunolly from Doran's Pride on the outside. Then comes What a Question, then Brief Gale, and then Carouge. Rounding the home turn with one flight left to jump in the Sun Alliance Novices Hurdle. And it's Dunolly on the far side being challenged all the time by Doran's Pride and Carouge coming there on the stand side. Dunolly lands in the lead. Doran's Pride's a faller. It's Dunolly on the far side, Carouge on the near side. Dunolly from Carouge as they race up towards the line. Coming on strongly, Spring Marathon, and behind them came What a Question. And so Tom Foley's dream has been realized, and the banker of the meeting, Danoli, has won the Sun Alliance Novices Chase. The result, first number 5, Danoli.
Not a very big horse, but so far he's looked to have plenty of ability, and he jumps well too.
He's a half-brother by Sadler's Wells to the Derby winner Secreto, but Sadler's Wells have not been known for their love of ground as firm as this.
Best of the English is Jimmy Fitzgerald's Agismont. He's a really good bumper horse. He's taken well to hurdles, got the size and scope to have a really good future, this horse. And I should imagine it was quite a tough decision whether to let this horse run or not. Big horse to be running on fast ground. Gets the trip well. Mark Dwyer, who's still out through injury, had a really nasty fall, broke his arm, or broke his elbow, and he's been replaced by Richard Dunwoody.
Mighty Moss is ridden by Fred Hutsby, his owner's son. A wonderful sporting family like the Tories in the West Country, and Fred gets on really well with Mighty Moss, who's won 2 of his 5.
Yeah, nice big horse this. He was actually bought by the Hutsbys. They were staying over at the Dunraven Arms, which is down in Adair in Southern Ireland. Really good place to go and stay, and Brian Murphy, who's the owner down there, talked them into buying this horse, and he's never looked back. Eye catchers for us, it was Jimmy Fitzgerald's horse, Agismont. Istabrack, we had to give us a negative. Martin Marquis, there's an interesting booking. Tony McGaughy riding that one. Well, Martin Pipe has a couple of other quite fancied horses. And down in the betting ring, Martin's horse, Darradin, and Agismont, and Royal Tino, the French challenger, is just on the drift.
Punters not lumping on to the favourite at the moment, though it is shortening up at last at 5-4, has touched 6-4, but the huge bets are coming. We spoke to JP McManus. I'm not sure whether he's on. Gisman could support with that into 11-2. The Springer is Derayden out into 14-1 and 12-1 from 20. Royal Tino, not much confidence from Francois Dumas or here on the course, but the huge, massive gamble on Istabrack doesn't seem to be developing, but the Irish are on the horse. But are the big lumpy punters joining them?
The starter today is Bill Rees. He's taken over on the second day of the meeting, and he has the not all that easy task of getting these 20 underway, but he's helped by the fact that there's a rail down the left of the course from the start to the first hurdle. So in theory they all keep straight. Let's hope they do.
Wait, there's one out of the back. Wait.
Latter half is the one we're waiting for. 11-10 from 5-4. Istabrack just taking a turn at the start. That's it, and they're on their way. And they settle off with 10 flights of hurdles in front of them. And the first to lead is Boss Doyle as they come quickly to the first, with Dante showing pace up on the outside. They're at the first now, and we lost one at the first, and that was Agismont of 4 at the first. So they race away towards flight number 2, and it's Hurdle.Extended now that comes up to share the pace with a wide on the course, difficult times. These are sitting 1 and 2. At this stage, Soldat is the back marker. Also showing prominently is Ladderhab, and they've jumped 2 now. And it's Hurdle.Extended and difficult times and Ladder Half 1, 2 and 3, followed through by Derayden in a prominent position, and then Boss Doyle the inside. These are attended by Hand Woven, who's in a good position, and also Nasoni racing prominently too, as they make this long run down towards flight number 2. Richard Dunwood is on his feet, and they head down towards flight number 3 then, and it's Ladder Half on the outside taking up the running in the red cap. Ladder Half leading 2 in second place, difficult time. Sitting third is Hurdle.Extended. Boss Royal sitting in 4, Derayden the rails in 5. Then in a prominent position, the Sony midfield with Mighty Moss not that far away. Very similar colours indeed. On the extreme left is Hand Woven. At this stage, Istabrack is towards the back and jumping in last place. and Richard Dunwoody is on his feet and walking away after that nasty fall in the first. Come down towards flight number 4 then, and the field being taken along by Ladderhab, clear by about a length to, in second place, Difficult Times. Dante very wide on the course, Boss.Doyle through on the inside, races Nasoni and Raydown, with Harbour Island trying to creep through on the inside. Isterbrack is still out the back in Soldat, with Soldat, but also nearer last and first is Prussia, one of the rank outsiders. This is flight number 4, it'll be the last next time round, and it's Ladderhab who leads to Mighty Moss the inside and Raydown, then Nasoni, followed by Difficult Times. Wide on the course is Dante and then Boss.Doyle. Through on the inside, marching Marquis is travelling well. Then we have Harbour Island, followed by Forest Ivory, who sits midfield in front of the French runner Royal Tino. But at this stage, still plumb last is the red-hot favourite Isterbrack, and a lot of ground to make up. He's giving the leaders at this stage 20-length start as they swing left-handed and race away down the hill towards flight number 5.
Isterbrack settled pretty well, though, as they race down the back, and Mighty Moss just about has the lead from Ladderhab towards the outside. There's little to choose between them, and they're just kicking away from the others a little bit now, stepping on the gas down the hill towards the next flight, number 5. Mighty Moss and Ladderhab, and a very bad mistake on the inside by Harbour Island there, as they head towards the middle one down the back, flight number 6, and up front it's Mighty Moss the inside of Ladderhab. Nasoni goes third, the outside of Daradan, then her Dante, and Forest Ivory is not too far off them either. Neither is Boss.Doyle towards the outside. Harbour Island trying to get up the inside now, and then Royal Tino is making headway, and Isterbrack has passed 4 or 5 as they jump another down the back, at which Mighty Moss landed in front, but Royal Tino has taken off down the outside. The yellow jacket, pale blue hoop, Adam Condrat has come right on the scene, the Frenchman, as they climb on the far side. It's Mighty Moss joined by Royal Tino. Between horses is Nasoni. Daradan is next, and then Ladderhab struggling to hold on to his position. Boss.Doyle and Forest Ivory as they take the next, and Isterbrack is now moving up on the wide outside in about 6th or 7th place. Green and yellow hoops on the heels of the leading bunch has made good headway. Top of the hill, Mighty Moss from Nasoni, then Daradan, Royal Tino the outside. That's the leading 4.
So Mighty Moss just has the edge as they begin the descent then towards the third last in this Royal Sun Alliance. It's Mighty Moss and Nasoni 1 and 2, with the noseband out wide, the darker blue. That's the gamble of the race, the Raydown. The yellow colours behind this comes Royal Tino. With a bit of a run is Forest Ivory for the informed Nicholson stable, and then behind that comes the Proms, and also making good ground still is the red hot favourite Isterbrack, the white cap. It's going to be a classy performance this by Isterbrack if he wins, but it's Daradan who just takes it up with on the inside of the Mighty Moss and Daradan 1 and 2. Here comes Isterbrack full of running. This is 2 out. Oh, he was bumped there, Isterbrack, but it's a battler. It's coming through on the inside of Forest Ivory. So they've just got one more flight of hurdles to jump, and it's Isterbrack coming through to take Mighty Moss and Daradan. And here on the outside, Forest Ivory, but the cheers are up for the Irish horse, and that's Isterbrack, but it's going to be a battle on his hands if he's to win. This is the last. It's Isterbrack who lights the field now, and it's Isterbrack going on to Mighty Moss, the far side. Daradan is putting in another renewed challenge, but it's the red-hot favourite Isterbrack battling up the field, but coming back at him is Mighty Moss and also Daradan. It's going to be very close, but Isterbrack is going to take it at the line. Isterbrack wins for Ireland. Charlie Swan knows it. Mighty Moss is second, Daradan third, but in 4th came Forest Ivory. A big gap there to Soldat, who came home in front of Harbour Island for the Martin Pipe team, and then behind these we have one of the strugglers early on, but finishing well, marching Marquis, and then Difficult Times, and the field trailed back to Nasoni, her Dante, and also the last to pass the post was Ladderhab. And so the result then of this, the Royal Sun Alliance Novices Hurdle, Isterbrack, the 6-5 favourite, has done it the hard way in the colours of Mr. J.P. McManus. J.P. McManus, trained by Aidan O'Brien, his second triumph of the champion at the festival meeting. Ridden by Charlie Swan, for whom this is the 11th winner at the festival meeting. Isterbrack came from last to first and then showed great resolution, great battling qualities to come up the hill to win. Second horse home is number 13. That's the Mighty Moss in the colours of Mr. Ken Hutsby, owned by him, trained by David Nicholson, whose horses are in firing form and ridden by son Fred Hutsby. And the third horse home is Daradan and Richard Hughes for the Pipe team. But there's our winner. A victory for Ireland, and just hear the cheers as he comes back.
Well, that was a wonderful ride by Charlie Swan. Let this horse find his feet, dropped him right out to make sure that he got him settled. Made his ground up going downhill, had a good position at the top of the hill. And you can see just how pleased he is. He really delivered the goods, Charlie Swan. And good effort from the horse as well.
Tremendous applause all the way around me for Estebrac, returned the 6-5 favourite. It did touch 6-4 on the course, a colossal Irish gamble, and it developed very late. Some bookmakers at the off were going 11-10 in even money. Returned 6-5 Estebrac. Mighty Moss is second at 11-1. Darridon, good each way support for this. A 16-1 chance of his third. And that Estebrac is the 9th favourite in 27 runnings to win it, and the 4th in the 90s after Denoli, Crystal Spirit and Regal Ambition, 10 plus in 86, Drumlargan 17 years ago, and the odds on Mr. Kildare in 78. JP McManus wins it for the second time. He had Mr. Donovan 15 years ago, and it's only the second favourite in 31 races at the festival, the last 31 races, only the second favourite to oblige. The Irish welcoming him in. This is the horse they want, Estebrac.
As we pick it up, Mighty Moss just on the inside at this point, joined on the outside by Darridon. Look behind, Charlie Swan just beginning to stalk them, and the eventual second, Mighty Moss, I thought Fred Hutsby, only an amateur, gave him a wonderful ride, this horse. And Graham was saying how well David Nicholson's horses are running. Just look on the outside, coming with a real good rattle here is Forest Ivory under Richard Johnson. Jumps the last, gives Estebrac a fair knock there. Probably the second last, 6-1, half a dozen of the other. Still on the inside, just with the advantage at this point, is Mighty Moss. And Estebrac's really got to dig deep to hold on here, John.
He certainly has, and he's not a very big horse. It took real courage to withstand that bump and throw that leap at the last, because any kind of hesitation or mistake at the last, and Fred Hutsby would have got up the far rails. David Nicholson's other runner running a tremendous race, but this horse is as gallant as his breeding suggests. By Sadler's Wells, a half-brother to a Derby winner.
Here's the SP. First number 9, Estebrac, 6-5 favourite. Second number 13, Mighty Moss, 11-1. Third number 3, Darridon at 16-1. The totes, the win paid £2.40. Places 150, 220 and 330. Dual forecast £10.60. 3 non-runners, numbers 12, 14 and 17, and 17 round.
Well, now I hope those hunters, that's Donald Hayden and John Holliday, the master and huntsman of the Ledbury Hunt, and I hope their hunters can stand a bit of noise, because any moment now the Irish roar is going to ring out across Cheltenham for the first time at this National Hunt meeting.
Second, number 13, Mighty Moss. Third, number 3, Darridon. Fourth, number 5, Forest Ivory. Fifth, number 20, Dolda. And the sixth, number 7, Harbour Island.
Thank you. Thanks for one. JP, quite a moment. Just talking to that camera there. But even your nerve must have been tested a bit at the second last. It looks like you might be knocked over.
I don't think I was seeing things too clearly at that time. So.
And then even actually, it looks like he got in control again at the last, but on the run in it looks like he was going to be taken off him.
Yeah, I think he just preferred just a little bit of cut on the ground. I think he'd probably find things a little bit easier, you know.
And JP, you can tell us now, but was there, you and your colleagues, was the money actually down in the end?
Mind you could get a kick. He would kick.
Was the money actually down?
Yeah, I got yesterday's losses back.
You got yesterday's losses back?
Yeah, I'm pleased about that.
And when Charlie parked him at the back, you knew that you were going to do that, but you had to keep your nerve too then.
I didn't know how Charlie was going to ride him, I have to be honest. We didn't discuss it. I knew he was in safe hands, and that was good enough for me.
Well, you brought Cheltenham back, thank you.
Thanks very much, bro. Thank you.
Well, I've got a happy Charlie's always, haven't I?
Bit of pressure off now.
What a reception, Charlie.
Yeah, the ground was a little bit against him, but he's tough. Every time I give him a smack, he stuck his head out. But
what about that knock of the second last?
Over.
Thank God it's over. What about the knock of the second last?
It did cost me a couple of lengths. I was really running. I just got him off balance a bit, but good horse. And
he leapt the last.
Yeah, he jumped well the whole way.
He did.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thanks.
Well done.
Well, he jumped well the whole way, and that didn't apply to 2 or 3 others. And Fred Hutsby just weighed in. Tony McCoy, who's been sponsored, well, not Tony, but on Chance's Yard with Mr. Mulligan tomorrow. Norman Williamson waiting to weigh out for the ride on Strong Promise. But as Charlie said, big relief, a lot of pressure on when you know there's a lot of money. Half of the country you live in have backed it, and we'll be happy now. Well, there was...
Aidan O'Brien's a relieved man to be here in many senses. For a moment when you were allowed into the unsettling enclosure, is that right? Yeah. They shut you out, the security.
Right, yeah.
And that was the great booing thing, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
But Aidan, take us through this, because it did matter for everybody. It was a banker for many people, but he got steamed up in the paddock, where you must have been just a bit worried then?
Yeah, we were very lucky, really. He boiled over completely.
Did he, beforehand?
Yeah, he did, yeah. He just got so fresh in that, you know. Yeah. Just totally, completely and utterly went wrong. And Johnny, I just have to say well done to everybody at home and everybody who's involved with the horse for keeping him on the ground, and Charlie as well was so good on him, you know.
And then had you discussed with Charlie to drop him out quite as far as that, to give him a chance?
We don't ever, we discuss the horse and Charlie gets out there and does his own thing. So I'd say he charged the tape, and just the whole thing probably got to him a little bit. We might have left him too fresh.
And then he parked him back, but he coasted up to them nice and easy, so you must have been pretty good then, but the second last was a very nasty moment.
Yeah, he was very lucky. He was very lucky. I'd just like to say it's well done to everybody that's involved with him at home and here. It's a credit to everybody, including Charlie, yeah.
Because sometimes when they jump that hurdle and they get bumped, something like that, they actually go down, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
When the run's not running for you.
No, and at the third last yesterday, it was a disaster for us.
Yeah.
So it was great.
But then when he jumped at that second last, he looked in control at the last, but on the run in, your heart must have gone back in your mouth.
Yeah, he was after losing so much liquid, so much fluid for the 2 hours before that. I thought he was after running out of liquid, you know.
And finally,
I'd say it was just courage that kept him going, you know.
Well, congratulations to all of your team, but I know you'd like to share with us a thought for John Durkin, who's over in America.
I'd love to say to John, thanks very much for giving us the opportunity to train him this year. Like only for John we wouldn't have him, you know. When he was in the yard a week, I spoke to John, and John said, this horse will win the Sun Alliance for you next year. So I'd just like to say well done, John, and thanks very much for giving
him. And he's in hospital in America at the moment, but he hopes to be coming back quite soon.
That's right, yeah.
Aidan, many congratulations. You've lit the place up ever since. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Isterbrack was Ireland's 11th Royal Sun Alliance winner in 27 runnings, and the punters strike back at last. Did you back it, sir?
Yeah, I did, sure.
How much you have on it?
Oh, that's a secret.
What's the secret? Did you back it?
Yeah, bottle, mate.
Well, did you back it?
8T1128.
Well done, and tax-free, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Well done. Did you back it?
No, Mighty Moss.
Oh, dear, oh dear. Who backed Isterbrack?
I backed it.
How much you have on?
60 quid.
60
and
quid.
Score each way on the third at 20 to 1.
Well done, Deraydon. Did you back it?
Tenner.
Tenner. Is there an Irishman who backed it?
Yeah, you are.
Irish. Well, you're drawing your money now. How much did you have on
I
it?
had a £5 on.
A £5 on. How much? 20. 20 quid on. How much? £100 on?
Nothing.
No, lots of them backed it. The Irish delirious at last. The punters striking back.
Pounce on the outside in third place, followed by Foxchapel King and Sweet Lord, and then Better Offer and Hailstorm still improving with Samuel Wilderston and then Erin Taunt. Mr. Markham is struggling. Jazz Track is making a bit of ground from Strong Tell as they now reach the top of the hill, and it's Tor Boy, but now faced with a strong presence because French Holly is looming very large on the outside. Foxchapel King in third, Cloombridge 4 at the top of the hill.
Lady Rebecca being ridden along, and the red colours down in about 7th place. Erin Taunt with a lot of running to do, but look on the left, the dark blue, that's French Holly, unbeaten 4 out of 4, but the black and white on the right is Foxchapel King, and between Foxchapel King, a mistake there, and between the pair was Tor Boy, continuing to race downhill, and this power performer, this is French Holly into the lead to Tor Boy in second. The yellow is Cloombridge in third, the black and white is Foxchapel King, but they've got 2 more flights of hurdles to jump, and it's French Holly in the Royal and Sun Alliance. He went to the top of it. Tor Boy is keeping up a gallop and running a personal best, but is spreading with the field here, and this is a giant of a horse in every way. It's French Holly and Andrew Thornton enjoying his best season. Andrew Thornton's had 70 so far. He's had 1 winner at the festival meeting, 2 if he takes this. He does, but he doesn't jump it fluently. But what a huge horse he is, getting a tremendous reception. There's a furlong and a half between the leader and the last. The leader is French Holly. The winner's going to be French Holly. His ears pricked, and he is a mighty contender. It's French Holly who wins. Tor Boy is second. Cloombridge is third, and these 3 are 20 lengths clear of a bunch for fourth, with Samuel Wilderston just nosing through in front of Jazz Track, and then Foxchapel King. Lady Rebecca Erin Taunt in front of Anne Soufi, who finished Better Offer and Strong Tell, and Mr. Markham and Hailstorm, and behind these came Sweet Lord, and after Sweet Lord, Borazon, and then we had No Sam, and last of all to finish was Abu Ham. And so the result then of this, the Royal and Sun Alliance Novices Hurdle, hailed as an English, as a British banker at the meeting, and French Holly has obliged. Ferdy Murphy trains, Mr. K. Flood owns, and Andrew Thornton, his 71st winner of the season, and a beautiful season for Andrew, the 2-to-1 favourite winner here. He's picked up all sorts of spares through the course of the year.
The Royal and Sun Alliance, and Monsignor ambles into the lead past Gentle Rivage. Far Cry struggling to go with the front 2. No Discount for Ireland is still running on in 4th, and then Barney Knows, but this looks a very good horse. Monsignor running down to the second last flight of hurdles. He's taken it up effortlessly, didn't jump that too fluently. No Discount is closing in third. Gentle Rivage hanging in there gamely. Now he shakes up Monsignor, the winner of the bumper here 12 months ago. No Discount is the chaser in second place under Charlie Swan. Then Gentle Rivage in third, and Far Cry 4. Monsignor approaches the final flight, a great jump, clear of No Discount, 5 lengths down in second. Then Gentle Rivage in third, they're clear of Far Cry and Bindaree, and the good thing's going to win. It's Monsignor defending his unbeaten record successfully and charges up the hill like a smashing horse to win the Royal and Sun Alliance Novices Hurdle. No Discount in second, Gentle Rivage a big run in third. Ahead of Bindaree and Far Cry, they were clear of Barney Knows and Solo Mio, and then Royal Castle. A long way back to Celtic native Maliana Moo, man on the hill, Oabal Dixie, and Romero was last. Monsignor makes it 6 out of 6 over hurdles. The hot favourite in this opening race on day 2 of the festival. Norman Williamson accepts the congratulations of his colleagues, and this horse was never out of a canter until the home turn. It was there that Norman set him about his business, and he simply charged up the hill and who knows what he might achieve in the future when sent over the bigger obstacles.
And it's 10-1 bar the 3, but what drama there is down here in the jungle. Battle to Pizarro for Coolnagona.
Then the first race on day 2, a mini roar after the giant roar that greeted them on the first day. At the first flight, Moore's Law is one of those up with the pace, so too Double Honour on the near side. The grey Double Honour goes into a narrow lean. The blue jacket, Mossy Green on the far side. Saiten Sohn is handy too. And then Puntal, Tony McCoy, white, red spotted jacket on the near side is handy. Coolnagona is also up with the pace in the early stages. Pizarro towards the left, a red cap held up, blue and yellow body. Pizarro about 5 or 6 horses from the rear in these very early stages. It's Double Honour from Mossy Green in second place. Coolnagona is third, followed by Puntal and Saiten Sohn towards the outside of runners. And then not far behind these is Calling Brave, and then Ross Lee as they make the bottom bend. Moore's Law is back behind these, and then looking towards the rear, Lord Sam, Little Sport, Foreman out the back. Supreme Prince in a red and white jacket is held up off the pace together with High Cloy as they turn left-handed at the bottom end of the course. Starting on the run to the next, Double Honour from Mossy Green, and Puntal not behind these. Hardy Eustace is tracking the leaders. Saiten Sohn is handy as well. Coolnagona over on the inside lies third. Long run to the next flight now. Double Honour for the Philip Hobbs team. Richard Johnson in the saddle, the winning combination in yesterday's champion hurdle. Mossy Green and Coolnagona second and third. Hardy Eustace in the white sleeve jacket. Saiten Sohn nearest the camera. Calling Brave, then Lord Sam in the orange and yellow diamonds. The pink sleeves, then Moore's Law. There's the favourite Pizarro on the near side. Norman Williamson again riding for Edward O'Grady, the winning combo in the first race yesterday, on back in front. At the next flight, and it's Double Honour from Mossy Green in second. Coolnagona, Saiten Sohn is in fourth place. Then Hardy Eustace. Calling Brave, Pizarro has worked his way into a good position now, into about 6th or 7th. Behind the leading group, Ross Lee with Moore's Law, Little Sport wide of Puntal, who's lost places. Then Lord Sam and Nil Desperandum. Shaboom is off the pace, together with the French challenger Foreman. Out the back, Native Sparkle, Supreme Prince, High Cloy, and Texas Ranger is just last. Turning left-handed into the back straight, Pizarro going off, a very strongly supported 2-1 favourite here in the opening race on day 2 of the 2003 Cheltenham Festival. And it's Double Honour down the hill just ahead of Coolnagona in the very pale jacket, who now ranges alongside the early leader. Mossy Green on the outside. Coolnagona lifts off first there. Down at the back of the field was High Cloy at that. High Cloy, a tumbling fall, just looking for the rider, Timmy Murphy. He's still down. The horse looks okay. Timmy's getting up, as meanwhile back with the leaders. It's Coolnagona and Double Honour disputing the running here. From Mossy Green, Saiten Sohn, Pizarro in that red cap on the outside. The Chestnut still well placed. Calling Brave on the inside next from Hardy Eustace. Timmy Murphy is okay. There he is, a little bit bruised and battered, but hopefully okay to ride later on. Climbing the hill on the far side of the course, and it's Coolnagona and Tony Dobbin trying to stretch these out. He's on a horse that stays very well. Double Honour on his inside. Mossy Green is third. Saiten Sohn, Pizarro. Norman Williamson was looking for a big jump there. He was a little bit awkward, the horse. Lord Sam is on the heels of the leaders with Hardy Eustace in the white sleeve jacket. Then Nil Desperandum, Moore's Law, Foreman, and then Shaboom back on the inside from Calling Brave. Supreme Prince is finding traffic problems. Top of the hill, Coolnagona, a length and a half in front from Mossy Green as they begin the descent. The unbeaten Lord Sam's right on the heels of the front-running Coolnagona now. Lord Sam looking dangerous in the green cap. Pizarro out wide, gets a slap down the neck as they race down towards the third last. Shaboom is in behind these on the inside. Here's 3 out. Coolnagona didn't get very high, kicked out the top bar. Pizarro now back on the bridle in second place, like a very good horse. In third is Lord Sam on the inside. Every chance is going with the market here. Hardy Eustace is next, then
Mossy Green, approaching the second last. Tony Dobbin asks for more on Corner, trying to shake off his pursuers. Lord Sam a blunder in third place on the inside. Pizarro and Hardy Eustace now unleashing a run round horses. Hardy Eustace comes to take over from Cornagora. Now Stormy Mormon gets busy on Pizarro. Lord Sam, Foreman runs on from the rear, heading for the final flight. It's Hardy Eustace for Ireland. He jigs going to the obstacle, jumps it neatly enough. Cornagora and Pizarro giving chase. Then Lord Sam in fourth and Foreman five. Up the hill, Hardy Eustace chased hard by Cornagora and Pizarro. Hardy Eustace all out, Cornagora rallying all the way, but Hardy Eustace will hold on to win the Royal and Sun Alliance. Novices Hurdle in second, Cornagora. The favourite Pizarro was third. Then Lord Sam Foreman. Shaboom ran on for a creditable sixth. Then Neil Desperandon, Supreme Prince and Little Sport. Back to Texas Ranger and Double Honour and Ross Lee. Then Saiten Sohn and Native Sparkle, Mossy Green, Puntau. They trail back to Moore's Law and Calling Brave, a disappointment. Hardy Eustace has got the second day of the meeting off to a tremendous start. 4-5 horses in with chances going towards the final flight here. It's another Irish winner here, Desi Hughes, the winning trainer.
But the bookmakers, punters and indeed winning connections don't seem too perturbed by that. Number 5, Hardy Eustace, is first past the post at 6-1. Second, number 2, Cool Nagona at 4-1. And third, number 12, the well-backed 2-1 favourite, Pizarro, 17.
Investment Management, Novices Hurdle, and Willie, of course, won it in the same colours with Mikel Dagenet, a horse they rate at least as good. Simon Sig, of course, took the race last year. OK, the runners are headed by Chatterbox and the Bobsworth Silks, the horse that Nico de Boinville, our morning line guest, had slipped under the radar for Nicky Henderson. 11-8 favourite is Pont Alexandre, Ruby Walsh and Willie Mullins. Rule the World, a solid second string for Ireland, for Mouse Morris and Davy Russell, the team who took this with First Lieutenant. Tak&Desoy represents Tony McCoy and John Joe O'Neill. Where is McCoy on the winner's board? The new one, Nigel Twiston-Davis and Sam. We've heard all about him. Two Rockers, an outsider for Alan King. 16-1, Wayne Hutchinson takes the ride. And Ubak for Gary and Jamie Moore. Another father-son combination represented. Well,
Other than Pont Alexandre is Rule the World, but I still think it'll be a winner in the bookmakers' books. Pont Alexandre, they're still taking more money. They're not shorting it. They're making it bigger, 6-4.
Isterbrack won this race before going on to win the Champion Hurdle. Hardy Eustace took this race. He then won 2 Champion Hurdles. Simon Sig took the race last year. Remember the great Irish folk hero Denoli? He won this before going on to win any number of Grade 1 races. Pont Alexandre has a huge reputation. He is carrying the hopes of Ireland on his shoulders here, and he bids to give Willie Mullins a 5th winner from just 8 races at the Cheltenham Festival 2013. Can he do it with Ruby Walsh aboard, or can the home defence of the new one or Tak&Desoy strike one back? We'll find out in the Neptune Investments Novices Hurdle with Simon Holt.
You all happy, lads? Yep.
And away they go with Ubak and Pont Alexandre. The first two, Pont Alexandre has made the running over in Ireland this season, so it's probably always going to be handy in the hands of Ruby Walsh as they take flight number 1, with on the near side Ubak, and then a couple of lengths to Rule the World on the outside in the maroon jacket, the outside of the new one, Tak&Desoy, and Two Rockers in similar colours. Two Rockers has got the white face of the two. And then Chatterbox and Minx at the back of the field as they jump the next. And safely over, and Pont Alexandre and Ruby Walsh landing just ahead of Ubak. The new one and Sam Twiston-Davis in third place, the red jacket with the white star on the body. Then Tak&Desoy on the near side of Two Rockers and Rule the World out wide. And finally Minsk and Chatterbox disputing last place. Chatterbox in the dark blue jacket, red cap worn by Barry Geraghty. Horse who's unbeaten, Chatterbox, and beat stable companion My Tent or Yours earlier on in the season. So rounding the bottom bend, a long way from the stands, and this much vaunted Irish challenger, Pont Alexandre, another strongly fancied runner for Willie Mullins, leading the way as they go to the next. Over safely ahead of Ubak in second. Then the new one on the near side of Tak&Desoy, and then Two Rockers.
Chatterbox over on the far side of Rule the World, and out the back is Minsk in that yellow jacket worn by Danny Mullins. On the long run to the next flight. Flight number 4 coming up. Pont-Alexandre. This would be slightly quicker ground than he's been racing on. It's been pretty heavy over in Ireland. Posing horse, Eubank on his inside in the hands of Jamie Moore, who was out running around the course earlier, as he often does, to try and shed a few pounds. The new one is third, then Takanda Soy in fourth place from Two Rockers. After Two Rockers then is Rule the World, Minsk on the outside, and finally Chatterbox. So racing in front of the stands and onto the far side of the course, onto the back straight. And the race yet to really begin in earnest here. Pont-Alexandre on the outside of Eubank. A couple of lengths away to the others. Takanda Soy the inside of the new one. Then out wide is Rule the World. Chatterbox maybe creeping a little bit closer behind these with Two Rockers and Minsk as they head down the back straight towards the next flight. A couple of flights on this part of the course, and the two leaders will take this almost locked together there. Eubank and Pont-Alexandre, followed in third place by the new one. Takanda Soy on the near side, Rule the World on the far side, followed by Chatterbox, Minsk and Two Rockers, and just looks visually as though the pace is increasing, doesn't it, as they continue down the back straight. Pont-Alexandre and Eubank heading to the next flight of hurdles. All the others seem to be going well enough at this stage, but there is a long way to go. Pont-Alexandre, not his best jump there, but barely lost any ground. Eubank on the near side, and Jamie Moore. On his outside, Ruby Walsh looking for his 4th winner of the meeting in that pink jacket. Then up the inside is Takanda Soy, followed by the new one. Rule the World is close up in the hands of Davy Russell. Minsk has improved on the outside, jumping the flight, going up the hill on the far side of the course. Two Rockers just looks a little bit outpaced at this stage. Chatterbox still goes well grouped together here in the Neptune Investment Management Novices Hurdle. As they swing the left-hander at the top of the hill, Eubank and Pont-Alexandre have led all the way, disputing it all the way. Followed in third place by Rule the World. Then Takanda Soy on the inside of the new one. Out wide is Minsk. They're followed by Chatterbox, now driving up the inside under Geraghty. An attacking move. He's taking much closer order there in that dark blue jacket. And Two Rockers is last, but not by very much, over 3 out. Pont-Alexandre just led the way. And he's going to have to beat them off one by one here, is the favourite. Eubank up the inside. Rule the World is waiting to pounce. Out wide is Minsk. They run down towards the second last. Pont-Alexandre just holds the advantage. Chatterbox on the right now laying down a challenge. Takanda Soy right there as well. Then on the outside, Rule the World from Minsk as they run to the final turn. Pont-Alexandre is now asked for more by Ruby Walsh. Stretches into a lead of about a length. Over Rule the World in second place. The new one is now quickening on the near side. Coming through the challenge under Twiston Davis. On the far side, Takanda Soy and Chatterbox, and Pont-Alexandre can't go on, and the new one shows the best turn of foot, and a flying jump at the last will surely seal it. The new one by 3 lengths to Rule the World. Pont-Alexandre is one pace, and the new one, a locally trained runner here, gets a big cheer from the crowd. The new one wins the Neptune in the hands of Sam Twiston Davis. In second place was Rule the World. Pont-Alexandre as only third, then Chatterbox, followed home by Takanda Soy and Minsk, and then Eubank, and trailing in was Two Rockers. Well, Sam Twiston Davis blamed himself when this horse was beaten here on his last start. He said he went too soon. He said he didn't use his turn of foot. Today this horse has quickened up in spectacular fashion to win this Grade 1 Novice Hurdle prize. Rule the World in second place, and the favourite only third.
Well, Nigel Twiston Davis will be bouncing up and down with joy. He's believed so much in this horse, and his son Sam has really found a difference under the sunshine here at Cheltenham. The horse has picked up for him, has really enjoyed the race. They didn't go hugely fast pace early on. Sam was always close enough to challenge, and this, for Sam Twiston Davis, his first Cheltenham Festival winner as a professional. He won the Fox Hunters a couple of years ago on Baby Run for his father. Now he does it as a pro jockey, as you heard in the film before, and he says, I'd come here and ride for nothing. I don't don't need to be paid to do this. And this will be one of the highlights of his young career, riding the winner of the Neptune Investment Management Novices Hurdle for his father, Nigel. Let's hear from him now.
Sam Twiston-Davies, the last time he raced here at Cheltenham, you said we didn't see the new one. Today we saw the real one.
A quarter of a mile to go in the Neptune, and it is Faheen who has got the lead. Red Sherlock is driven. Ballyalton on the outside. Lieutenant Colonel followed by Raffindon, who tries to barge his way through, racing down towards the final flight, and it is Faheen who has gone clear. Ruby Walsh and Faheen at the last, away and clear. Ballyalton into the inside, Raffindon followed by Killarney and 12 Roses, but powering up the Cheltenham Hill. It is Faheen for Willie Mullins and for Ruby Walsh. Faheen wins the Neptune. Ballyalton ran huge for second and Raffindon in third. Killarney was in fourth, and in fifth came 12 Roses.
First number 6, Faheen. Second, number 1. Third, number 12, and the fourth placed horse, number